like 80% sure Idina Menzel doesn't hate me. 70% sure. 79% sure. Hello and welcome to another series, another story, I guess, for Theater Obsessed. Today we're going to talk about how Idina Menzel hates me. Let me give this some context. If you like any of my stories, if you want to talk about the theater, just please like and subscribe down below and hit that notification bell so that you get notified when I post another one of these. Should continue posting them every Friday, so thanks. If you like any of my stories or if you want to talk about the theater, I'm here. I'm here for you, and I'm here for me. I went on this theater trip when I was in college, when I was 19 years old. It was my first kind of adult trip to New York City. I wasn't there with my mom. I wasn't there, with my family. I was kind of on my own for the first time, like a real adult, except at 19, you're not really an adult. Not really. So it was this class that I took at Marymount PV, where I went to college for a couple years. It was called, I forgot the name of the class itself, but it was a musical theater related. And it was winter term. I actually didn't take the class itself. I didn't really need the credits, but the class sounded like so much fun. And I had like the most fun, one of the best teachers, Mr. Marino. Every year he took the kids on a musical theater trip to New York for 1 week, and they would see shows. 2 were mandatory shows and 3 were shows that we picked on our own. So for the mandatory shows, it was The Producers, and at the time, and still even now, the very popular Wicked. But it was the controversial year of musical theater, because it was it was still kind of like the 2004 season. If you've seen the documentary Show Business, The Road to Broadway, it featured 4 shows: Wicked, Avenue Q, Taboo, and Caroline or Change during that season, and then they went to see which show won the Tony. Spoiler alert, it wasn't Wicked, it was Avenue Q. So, which I love. I love Avenue Q. Our kind of elective, or the shows that our class kind of voted on to go see, were Rent, Avenue Q, and I think we had this day, can't even remember, but I think there was this one day where we all couldn't decide on what we wanted to see, so we kind of branched off. Me and my teacher were the only 2 people who wanted to go see La Cage aux Folles, the production with Gary Beach, and the only thing I remember from that show is discovering Gavin Creel for the first time. He had long blonde hair, and as soon as he started singing, I was like, who's that guy? Was the week that Idina was leaving. So, as we all know, what happened before she left is that she got injured, and then very famously at the end of... she had gotten injured. Shoshana Bean, I think, I have to look this up, had already replaced her because Idina got injured. And then she very famously, in the very last scene, spoiler alert, she knocks on the door, and then she came up and she came out in that red tracksuit, and the crowd went wild. I remember somebody had sent me the audio for her last show with the tracksuit, and the audience was totally nuts, and I love moments like that. But that also meant that I wasn't going to see Idina when I was there. I would see her replacement, Shoshana Bean, which was, I love her. Like, I love her. So it's fine. That's how Broadway works. You just don't know who you're gonna see when you're there. You just never know, and you can never count on it, right? That's the magic of the theater, is that you never know what's gonna happen. So that was the first time that I would possibly see her, but I missed her. So fast forward 10 years later, almost about 10 years later, it was 2014, so 9 years later, it was announced that she was going to be in a brand new musical on Broadway called If Then. And I said, yeah, I need to go. Yeah, I need to go see that. And it was pretty early in the run. It's something I try to do when I go to Broadway and I really want to see somebody in the role, is that I try to go at the very beginning. It doesn't always turn out this way, but I tried to go at the very beginning to make sure that she was in it and that I'd be able to see her because of what happened 10 years prior. So I booked tickets for May, toward the end of May 2014. I go, and things were looking kind of patchy already. I heard that she had been out at the beginning of the week. Yikes. So I was like, how's this gonna go for me? Like, she's sick, but I'm feeling that this isn't gonna end well. And my friend, who I went to New York with, we had fallen in line to enter the theater. The Richard Rodgers is where If Then was playing. We're in line, the line's pretty long, everybody's waiting to go in, and then all of a sudden, the line condensed. It got so much shorter, and I was like, something is happening. And then as we get closer to the front and we get these yellow cards, and on the card it said, if you would like a refund for this production of If Then, come to the box office and then you can trade your tickets for whatever day Idina is actually here. And I was like, okay, I guess she's sick, and I guess she's out. She was avoiding me. It's an inside joke with me and my friends that every time I try to go see her, she just avoids me. And, you know, luckily I have seen her do other things. Like, I have seen her in concert. I really love her albums. So I have seen her. I just haven't seen her on Broadway. And I was very, very lucky last December, I think, where my friend had entered to go to this radio show that she had been doing for the holidays, and she won, and I was more than happy to tag along. I'm gonna post a link to my video of the radio show that she did because it was delightful and lovely. And so I got front row there, and I got to see her there, and we got to meet her there, so that was great. I just haven't seen her on Broadway. And for that show, Jackie Burns had been her understudy, and I love me some Jackie Burns. Like, I've known her from Hair, and I have seen her in Wicked, and I think she's phenomenal. So I didn't have any complaints about who I saw on Broadway. Like, give me more Jackie Burns. But that's a little joke between me and my friends, because it's like, oh, is Idina gonna come out? Like, will she avoid me again? She hates me a little bit. Oh, it's gonna be Jackie Burns, huh? Which, again, I have no problem with. I just thought it was funny that between 2005 and 2014, I still haven't seen Idina Menzel on Broadway. So maybe like another 9 years from now, maybe another 10 years from now, I'll be able to see her. Like, fingers crossed that that's a thing that can happen when we're all safe to go back to the theater and we can all join as one, and that she will be there and not avoid me. Please don't hate me, Idina Menzel. Just let me see you on Broadway. Just one time. That's all I ask. Thanks for watching. If you want to hear more, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe again, or put down in comments, who are the people that you've missed on Broadway? Because I know that it happens. And if the story tells you anything, I feel your pain, man. I feel it. Like, you do your best to try not to miss people. You fly across the country, and sometimes that kind of thing can happen. So I get you. I feel you. Hopefully next week I'll bring you a story about people who don't avoid me. But I kind of already know what it's about, and yeah, it's very similar.